Welcome to FoxSports.com's draft coverage. I'm Laura Oakman, joined by Charles Davis, Brian Billick. Raise your hand if you were surprised that Thomas Dimitroff, GM of the Atlanta Falcons, did a little wheeling and dealing and moved up from 30 to 22. Nobody seems to be surprised at all with that. Okay, so probably what also isn't surprising, grabbing Desmond Trufant, cornerback out of Washington after losing Dante Robinson and Brett Grimes. How does he fit into this Mike Nolan defense?
Well, he fits in very well because this is a screaming need for them with the guys that they don't have anymore, including my favorite, Brent Grimes, who left and had an Achilles injury anyway. But they needed that help on the back end. The pass rusher that they really need, because I know they signed O.C. Umenyior, but they still need more pressure up front. Really not there. You know, not to trade up and go get a guy at that point. They may try and get one later on and hope that they can develop one. But I think Trufant now, aggressive cover guy on the corner. He's a guy that doesn't shy away from anything. Asked his coach each and every week, went to the coach's office, demanded, I want their number one guy. I don't care who it is, give him to me all over the field. He's that type of a kid. And at the Senior Bowl, he was so aggressive in workouts that the best receiver I never said was Marcus Wheaton of Oregon State. Every time Wheaton's turn came up, whether it was Trufant's or not, he threw people out of the way to get on the field and go against him. I like his attitude, and I like his skills.
Yeah, people thought Xavier Rhodes would be in this spot, a little bit bigger corner, a la the Seattle Seahawks style of play. But Mike Nolan, I was only half joking when I thought Atlanta and Mike Smith ought to lock the offensive coaches out of the draft room because they really do. Mike Nolan's done an incredible job with that defense, but at some point you've got to retool that. You talked about the losses they had on the back end. Keep in mind they are going to face Drew Brees in that group. You know, obviously what they're building at Vincent Jackson in Tampa Bay, Cam Newton in Carolina. You got to solidify that secondary.
They are pretty loaded when it comes to the skill positions, but now adding Steven Jackson. What do you think of them offensively? Tony Gonzalez coming back. Offensive line, you feel pretty secure about where they are now?
It's solid enough. It's certainly compared to last year. Yeah, it's solid enough. I love the pickup of Steven Jackson. You love having Gonzalez back. Julio Jones, Roddy Wada on the outside. It's all about them, what they're doing offensively. Not a bad move to shore up defensively. We did the playoff game against Seattle. The defense, Mike Nolan did a brilliant job in the first half, but they just eventually, you run out of tricks. Yeah. You run out of smoke and mirrors. You got to have players.
And don't forget Peter Kahns, who they played as a rookie at guard last year, has moved into center now.
Right.
So that right guard spot that's been such an issue for years is once again an issue. Okay, I don't think that you're sitting there saying, well, is it Mike Johnson? Is it this, is the young guy out of Southern Mississippi? I think they still have to find someone to play there. And Tyson Clabo is still a guy who's giving them, that time right now. But I'm not so sure that they think for the long haul, they still need to go out and get a right tackle, too.
All right, gentlemen, thank you. And thank you for watching. For all your draft coverage, make sure to keep it right here. Log on to FoxSports.com.